You know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. It's time for Local Limelight, 90.1 WIUPFM. You got it locked in. And folks, do we have a special show for you tonight? I'm not messing around tonight. This is serious business.
Serious business?
That's what I said, EJ. How you doing tonight?
I'm pretty okay. I didn't know we were getting into serious business tonight, though.
This is very, very serious business. I'm going to check with you. Is my voice coming through? I always want to check.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
All right, so great. Glad to hear my headphones are not working, so that's cool. That's a good start to the show. But we're going to go on with it because I'm not messing around.
No messing around here, just good business.
Just good business, just big plays only. You know who it is. It's Big Play Jay, back with another episode of Local Limelight, and we have a special guest who we will get to in a moment.
Who else do we have here in the studio today?
Let's go around.
Hey, it's DJ Gage here. You might know me from Smash Alley if you ever listen on Wednesday morning from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. You know how great of a DJ I am. You know and love me.
Already
so
know. The good old Gage.
Very confident coming on the show. I don't know how that's going to sit with our
he
fans.
read the phone number last time. That was iconic.
This is not my debut.
That's true. He's been here. He's a veteran at this point. Speaking of veterans, who else we got?
We've also got Dr. Cheeks in the studio.
Woo, you don't have an
might recognize
operation.
me. I go in and out of Taco Bell a couple times a day if you're ever driving by there.
That's your recommended
That's my recommended
health.
place to refill the same cup over and over again.
Oh, the cup thing.
I love to hear
Still
that.
Every
do
time
not
I
have
see-
a concrete answer from the cashier on when the grace period of a free refill runs out.
I definitely.
It's a few days.
That's true. That's like the buffet thing is as soon as you leave. So is a free refill as soon as you leave as well?
Is as soon as I take the last bite of my burrito, is my refill Noid or
I don't know.
Void?
Noid, like Pizza Hut Noid.
I think you combine null with void.
Wow.
Very
I
interesting.
hope that Merriam-Webster guy is listening.
That's
tonight,
the
'cause
future of
that should
English
be a
right
word.
there.
Merriam and Webster are listening.
Is it two people?
Yes.
Oh darn.
No, it's his first name's Merriam. His last name's Webster.
That's the detective.
I'm so confused with the
What if
conversation
dictionary's
that's
listening?
happening right now.
Folks, I don't know. That would actually really, I hate to say it, but that would really shock me.
Yeah.
I concur.
Well, on that note, maybe let's just introduce our guest tonight because
That's probably
this is going
a good
nowhere
idea.
otherwise.
No.
Across the table from me, we have. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Stoker Wieczorek. I am 18 years old, and I write songs. And I'm gonna be talking about a little bit of that. I'm gonna be performing one tonight for you guys in a little bit.
Cool.
And I'm from Ligonier, Pennsylvania.
All right.
Which direction is that in?
That's like 45 miles east of Pittsburgh, so like 40 minutes south of here.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you're a freshman, you said?
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Cool.
Yeah.
How are you liking it so far?
It's pretty good. Although I kind of wish I moved to Putt because it's kind of closer to Davis and and Cogswell and HSS, because I have 2 classes in there. But yeah.
Which dorm are you in right now?
I live in Delaney. Yeah.
I always thought Delaney would be useful until they closed off that road down there, and then I realized now it's not as useful as I would have once thought.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one is Delaney?
Is that the one with the pot? No, that's pot.
No, that's Pot. It's the one across there. It's like down towards, so you're instead of going up to HSS.
the
you're
archway.
like-
you
yeah.
come through.
Yeah.
Everyone smokes there.
Yeah.
I did.
I honestly kind of agree.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It's a cloud.
It's definitely got its own vibe. Like, I don't know. The only time I ever was in Delaney, it was like a cold, rainy fall day. And like, it's just like, that was a weird time.
Delaney is definitely that building on campus that everyone's been in like once.
I went to a Mortal Kombat tournament there once,
Whoa.
and I got destroyed, but it was fun.
That's good.
Except for they got they get into it. Like that's what those tournaments are.
Was it a video game or was it
Actually.
Were
Oh
you-
yeah, we were actually fighting. Like we had my sword and everything.
Oh my god.
That's
All right. Let's not go down that
I got
rabbit hole.
demolished. There's a hole in the Delaney wall.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's falling apart as we speak due to our Mortal Kombat tournament.
There's some very there are some
Interesting
very
pastimes.
interesting pastimes. Also, I hear that there's a conspiracy that Driscoll's hiding the true carnage that occurred that day.
Oh, no.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Stoker, do you take part in a Mortal Kombat fist fighting ever?
Not recently. No, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I, once beat up that guy, but
Yeah.
I wonder about that, like taekwondo, or like you used to do those things as a kid, like ballet and taekwondo. But who like pursues that?
Sometimes
you
at the same time, if you're very extreme.
yes.
Oh yes,
Parents
only
are very
the.
demanding.
You don't get to choose one. You must
Do
do
them both now.
You will be the strongest, fastest, gentlest,
Most elegant. Warrior dancer.
Warrior.
this
dan-
world
world
has
has
ever
ever
seen. Yeah, I love that.
Stoker, did
yeah.
you did you do any like pastimes as a kid other than music? Were you ever a soccer player or ballerina?
Oh yeah, I was totally a ballerina.
Oh.
It was back. No, I'm joking. I did basketball in my YMCA for about 8 years, roughly. It wasn't. I kind of stopped in 9th grade because that's when they basically don't accept any older people or grades after that. So yeah, and I'm not much of a school sports person, but I still, it's just really competitive and stuff. And there's a point where my talents will just in that form will just not show as much because there are people who are very talented in those fields, and I'm not one of those. I'm more into the other fields.
Right.
What's so hard about I think junior high school sports, and does not get brought up enough, but is so blatantly obvious in my opinion, is once you get to 6th, 7th grade, it comes down to what kid hit puberty first.
It definitely is. It also, yeah, it does.
Right.
And then the problem that also relates is, at least at my high school, was the money problem. If they're look like they're 9 years old, if their mom got banked, then you getting on the team, And then
Interesting.
I know I had a brother who did baseball and things. And the problem is their age range was from 14 to 16, or it was definitely 13 to 16. It was a weird one, but he was born in September, so he was he turned 17, but he was 16 during the cutoff, so he was technically allowed. But every parent had an issue because he was clearly older than the rest, and that. But then there were people that there'd be a whole team of 13-year-olds, and they're like, "Well, we can't do it. This isn't
it's
fair."
It's an unreal feeling to be in that position. I remember I loved Little League baseball. When I was playing Little League baseball, that was my summer. That was my personality.
Yeah.
And then Junior Legion came around, and I'm 13, little kid, trotting out on the big time field. And there's 16-year-old kids, and I'm this kid has a full beard. I don't really like that we're sharing the same field.
Fair.
This is not fair.
Yeah, I feel that could relate to school in general, though.
True.
I guess you go to the locker room or the lunchroom, and that guy could beat me up, and is a bouncer for a venue, and I'm just a pubescent child.
Yeah,
It's an introduction to the injustices of life. What they're trying to teach you.
But the kids should be able to. I wish they shouldn't have to have that.
I think the biggest problem with it is just how involved the parents can
That's
get sometimes. I
definitely-
wish that American politicians were as involved as mothers for their 4th grade sons soccer games.
Yeah.
They're just insane.
Yeah.
It's kind of beautiful though, just watching it happen. If you're in a third, if you're detached from the situation and you're just watching this 45-year-old man scream at a referee.
Like a 17-year-old.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
kind of beautiful in a way. It's wonderful.
It's
I definitely
reality TV in
enjoy
real life.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautifully toxic.
Yes.
But
It is.
Stoker, do you have any experiences with parents on your team or maybe on opposing teams just taking it too far?
Yeah, there was this vivid experience that I remember whenever I was playing basketball back at the YMCA, as I was saying earlier. And then I think one of the coaches was having an argument actually with the refs. So it's not necessarily that, but the thing is that the coach was one of the parents of the players on the team. And they were really going at it, and the whole room was silent while they were arguing. And I just, it was something to remember. All right.
Wow.
Whenever you're a kid, you're not used to seeing adults
Yes.
argue with one another, and it's kind of it's kind of almost exciting, but at the same time scary.
In a way, yeah.
Tell you
I
what,
can relate.
You have a much more positive attitude toward these things than I
Yeah.
do. Because
This is
for
very
me, that was
it's true,
one of the
though.
most truly traumatic things.
Detrimental to your
is
health.
when you
yeah.
I
realize
would say
wow,
that
these
as well,
adults
yeah.
are just children in big bodies.
Well, the issue is
Yeah.
equally compounded for me because I was just so bad at sports also. So the whole time everyone's getting mad at the umpire and my dad's glaring at me from the side.
And you're like,
Oh,
come come on, you gotta run. I'm like the only like 130-pound like
Oh, no.
sixth grader on the team. So
You're like picking daisies in the
Pretty
outfield.
I did soccer, but I had like really bad asthma. So at one point I was in the hospital for 2 weeks for like my lung collapsing. And I came back to soccer, and they go, "Oh, you get to name the team." And they had a dog, and they wanted me to name it the dog. But I'm like, guys, I'm allergic to dogs. Like, I don't want to name it after your dog. But then they were like, "Oh, well, do you have a better idea?" I'm like, "No." So just named it Bulldog. And that was the story. And then I play, but then like they would have me stand in the goalie because they're like, "Oh, well, you don't need like breath, I guess, to catch a ball, right?" No, I
You
did.
don't
I had
need
to
to
use my
breathe.
it's tough.
I had to use my
Yeah.
inhaler.
Goalie is a difficult position, dude.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I think it's the most difficult in terms of like the mental side of it, because it's like it's just you, and if you make a mistake, that is the most like
Yeah.
visible
Oh, yeah.
thing.
My little brother's a soccer goalie.
Yeah.
He goes through.
Yeah.
God respect him for his hard work.
Man,
Yeah.
that
Really.
would put so much stress.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say, the only sport I ever like did in like elementary school and middle school was like wrestling. Like that was
Wrestling?
mostly an individual sport. So like I like if I failed, I would only fail myself.
Yeah.
And like at the end of 4 years, I never won a single match. I got an award for happiest wrestler.
Aw.
Because every
Something.
time I lost, I would just smile.
Aw.
Like
That's
everyone, but what
precious.
people didn't see is I would go into the bathroom and cry after, because it's like, you know, like, oh man, not like, you know, like
Well, if
I
you
just
w-
want to win a game.
Well, if you
man.
would have won, maybe you would have been a big old wrestler, and then you wouldn't be here right now.
Exactly. So
with
it all
us.
works out.
It does.
So I'm happy that I was the happiest wrestler.
Think about it, if you were
That's
too good, you would have
yeah.
been a wrestler right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
That
could have been
would've been-
wrestling the big old men.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah,
Or professional wrestling.
yeah,
That would be exciting.
perhaps.
Stoker, tell
Does-
us about your. How long have you been playing music?
So that's I kind of figured you guys would ask me this question, but I've always kind of been musically inclined. It runs in my family to some extent, and I've been inspired by people like one of my idols is John Mayer, and I always look up to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we love
I
some
just,
John Mayer.
I just went to see his concert in Pittsburgh. It
I
was
missed
so
that
cool.
one, sadly. I'm pretty
Oh.
upset about it. I missed that one, and then I missed Joyce Manor this
Oh.
summer, if you know
It
that.
was- yeah,
Oh.
I kind of know those. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know him. Yeah, but he's one of my big idols.
So
and
was
he's
that like
the-
a big? Was that your first time seeing him live then, or I would guess not if it was your idol.
It was actually the second time, because the first time I wanted to see him, I accidentally ended up going to a Deadhead concert.
Are you a little explain on that one? How did you accidentally?
So, I looked up John Mayer concerts back in like 2016, early 2016, and I booked one in the summer at the as it was called the First Niagara Pavilion, but it's now called the KeyBank Pavilion.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, why is there a lightning bolt next to his name? And why is there a skull? What's going on? So I didn't pay much
Oh,
attention
no.
to that. And I ended up going to his concert, and I was like, wait, this isn't his song. I was like, oh, but that's how I became a Deadhead.
So wait,
yeah.
so when did you come to the realization that this was not what you planned?
I don't know if it was very instantaneous necessarily, but I would say
Once
it's
that
more
wave of
yeah.
nitrous oxide hit you in the face.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I saw the people wearing like a bunch of tie-dyes, like circle glasses, masks. I was like, whoa.
These
what's
don't
going
look
on?
like John Mayer fans.
I didn't know there was an
Yeah.
intersection between Deadheads and
Yeah.
John Mayer fans.
Well-
It's an interesting kind
Yeah, I
of
didn't either.
Yeah.
list.
I feel
Yeah.
like, you know, most people would have discovered that they were going to the wrong show whenever they looked at the ticket and it said like the Deadhead or whatever, or Grateful
Yeah.
Dead, you know.
So wait,
But
John
later-
Mayer wasn't even there at all.
He was the I think the one of the lead singers there. There were also the other band members, of course, and they played a lot of songs that honestly have really got me interested in that kind of stuff. It sounds nice, and he's really picked it up well. In fact, he covers a song now called "Fire on the Mountain" that I always think is like super cool.
Huh.
Oh man, it just has that unique beat to it. That so you get like one in like 500 songs. That yeah. Of course, people will say it's like hipster, but honestly,
No.
but like,
Yeah.
I it's a good kind of. I don't know what it is. It's up for you. You go listen to him if you want.
What is your all-time favorite John Mayer song?
It used to be "Waiting on the World to Change" back in '06, but I don't think I necessarily have one now. A lot of his songs are very spread out and sort of all over the place. And he kind of explained that at the last concert I went to that he was in. And that made perfect sense because, you know, people sometimes go to his they used to sometimes go to his shows for like, I can use the bathroom for this one or something like that. And I'm kind of recycling humor right now, but yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. That's all I got to say about
cool.
that. Yeah.
I know you were mentioning, and to go back, this is not as exactly music related. You were mentioning YMCA. The only thing I know about that is the dance, and I don't think that's what you mean. Is like YMCA is like definitely like a community center,
place,
right?
yeah.
Well, I obviously didn't think he was just dancing to YMCA while playing basketball.
That's the whole song's about. You're gonna have a good time.
I didn't think it was about a
With some
place.
friends.
I thought the place
Young
came.
men.
I didn't know that. I thought the.
There's no need to feel down.
I feel real dumb
There's-
right now. Wait, do you guys want to hear a story? You guys might know this. Do you know that one commercial, driving a lemon, make the
Yeah.
call? Yeah. Well, I come to a realization this summer, and I feel real dumb, and I'm letting you know now. So I was sitting there with my mom, and I was singing the jingle. I'm like, yeah, why do they even have that play anymore? Like, there's no lemon cars. And my mom just looks at me. She goes, EJ, what did you just say? I go, well, lemon cars. And she's like, EJ, do you think that there's an actual car? I was like, no, it's like a yellow buggy, and they really need all of them. And she
They need the.
she did. She didn't even answer me. She walked away from me and called my dad and goes, "Your daughter has got a problem." And she was like, and then she laughed later. But I didn't know that lemon meant like a beat up car. I really thought. And then every time when I was a kid, and she goes, "Yeah, a kid would believe that, but you're 19 years old, EJ. Like, why do you not understand?"
Did you also think
Honestly,
that the
don't
1-800
understand that, to be
Empire
honest.
thing was trying to get you to join the
To-
British
to-
Army or something?
To join this.
No, I just thought, and then like every time I'd see a yellow buggy, I'm like, did they see that commercial? Because they've been looking for like 10 years for like that car.
They've been looking for that one car. They only need one.
Well, like it's
There's
just
a general from the
That's-
U.S. Army asking me to get car insurance.
The
You
general.
know what?
The
That was the
general.
only one I had a problem with. Like the others, like are like Family Feud. You know how there's like the points, like amount of people that's. I thought there was just random points that just pulled out of nowhere. Like yeah,
No.
you get 35 points for this one.
Steve
There's
Harvey
just- Yeah.
commands all.
I thought he
Some
did. I
guy
thought he
back
just picked
there.
the points. I didn't know people said that.
The lemon thing is a very innocent mistake. I could
Okay.
see
Right.
I could see me doing that, honestly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was,
But-
and then the only other thing I like. Do you guys ever mess up like song lyrics and you're like, oh, and then I bring it up all the time. But the Betty and the Jets, I thought it was Penny in the chest until
That's
last
common.
year.
That's very common.
Yeah, I was like Penny in the
Who are
chest.
Benny and the Jets?
Benny and the.
Oh, that's true.
Presumably.
That's it.
That clears it
Did
up.
that clear it up for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then or like my family, we like didn't have the most amount of money, so we had a basketball that said the NBA. That's what it is. Well, I thought growing up that it was the M, like M&M BA. So I thought we just had a jacked up basketball that was wrong. And I was like, wow, we don't even have the right basketball.
That's
Wow.
you
It
just-
happens.
Screw this sport.
I did. I was like, why do we have a basketball that has the wrong letter on it?
Wow.
So, Stoker, I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
So, like, John Mayer is like kind of like a singer-songwriter type person with like, you know, like it's almost folky. Like he plays like an acoustic guitar and he sings over top of it. So is that
Yeah,
kind of
in a
like
way.
where you take a lot of inspiration for your music?
In a way, I think it's like his popular rock as well as just even his popular hits as well. But a lot of even the complicated stuff is what I dig. And it's not just him. It's anybody who plays in that kind of style, to be honest. But he's probably the biggest influence. And honestly, like his music has just changed my life completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also about the question you said earlier, I didn't quite get that all off my chest. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked too much. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. So the question earlier, what was it? The other question that you
I
guys asked
asked
me?
about like, was it the YMCA one? I just asked like how that had an influence in your life of music at all,
Oh.
because I know it had like a basketball influence, but I know you mentioned it twice, so sometimes it's like,
Oh yeah, that was for the sports. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was about music. Oh, how did I originally get into it? Have I always been? Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had something to get off my chest there. So, there was this really significant moment whenever I was like 2. Whenever my mom witnessed me playing on an organ, and I was playing Christmas songs that I had honestly never practiced before. And I do remember playing this, and I remember how hard I was thinking. And honestly, my brain felt fried by the time I got there. I was like, oh, geez.
How old were
Yeah.
you?
I was like maybe 3.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like 2
I
years
thought I
old.
misheard that, but
Yeah, I know.
I'm
3
Yeah, I was
too.
3 years old.
Years
You can,
old?
Yeah, 3.
I'm sorry.
I was at my
we
neighbor's.
have a prodigy.
We have
here.
a
We
case
didn't even.
study.
We,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, genius.
This is actual
Yeah.
business. Like we're not
Yeah.
even kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody call the freaking
Well, we can
Mensa.
call somebody.
Mensa.
Y'all, you could
Someone
call
Yep,
the
I did it.
station if they knew the phone number, they could probably call the
They
station.
could,
Has
yeah.
it always
They
been
could.
guitar? Can you play other instruments?
Yeah, so I play a little bit of piano, drums. I mean, a lot of people could say they play drums, but it's honestly like it's nice. I play the bass guitar. I used to play the saxophone.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Saxophones are cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
the sexiest
You ever think about getting
instrument.
back into one?
I've been thinking about it. It's really cool whenever you hear the sounds, and it does inspire you to some extent. And I've watched these like soundtracks that have had saxophone in them as like a lead, and oh my gosh, it just rolls so much.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I love saxophone
Yeah.
solos in songs.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very
especially when it's
interesting.
like a punk song and then there is no place having a
Oh yeah,
saxophone.
like ska. Like,
Yeah, ska. I freaking love ska almost as much as prog, but like ska is so good because they'll just have like a saxophone thing right in the middle. I'm like, this is fantastic. You know?
Oh, dude.
That is very interesting.
I love when
Yeah.
music genres like combine 'cause it's like, wait, this is so cool. Like harp, I love the harp, and when it's involved in anything, I'm like, thank you. You know.
Right. Yeah. We always like in passing bring up ska, and I want us to talk more about that because I still have like no idea what it is. I was just
Oh.
gonna give it
I
a
think
quick.
Gage
Have you
That's
ever
a
been
good
in like
idea,
a
too.
Chuck E. Cheese before?
Are you talking about a
That's so
Chester
accurate.
Entertainment?
Just anywhere that
cheese?
sounds like a cacophony a little bit.
Maybe.
I don't like ska very much.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to
It's-
like ska. It's not
No,
my.
I respect the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing a tie and has a soul patch. You know, it's
I was
just-
gonna say it's punk
Yeah.
music made by like
band.
people
like-
with jobs.
right.
Yeah, it's-
It's
It's band kids that grew up and then they were like, oh well, nobody wants to listen to our band perform halftime, so we're gonna make it more punk.
Oh,
so it's
interesting.
like it's punk music, but it has like every other beat. There's like a horn pop.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like if you ever listen to like the Tony Hawk soundtrack, there's like that.
There's a lot
Once
of
in a
shit.
while, there's a little beat to like get you. Yeah.
Wow. Like that.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
Thank you
To-
for
yeah.
that. Thank you for that
ska crash
description.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Stoker, do you ever listen to ska?
I've heard of them a few times. I don't think I've listened to them too much, although I probably will
it's a
whenever we're
genre.
done.
Like it's a whole
It's
group.
a
of
whole
music.
genre.
So there's
Oh,
a few
Like
boy.
Five Iron Frenzy or like a Real Big Fish or some.
It's like big in the late
Okay,
The
yeah,
Mighty
I've heard
Mighty
those
Boss
people.
Tones.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll recognize their songs if I hear it sometime
Yeah.
because I hear so much music.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it definitely gets to be.
Are you
whole lot
a
sometimes.
Spotify adherent or an Apple Music?
Ooh, or YouTube Music? Those do
Or
exist.
yeah. Are you off the grid?
I
SoundCloud.
I do use SoundCloud for now because obviously I don't have that much money. But yeah, but I am looking to do some of that stuff later whenever I do, gather the funds so I can expand, and expand, my music. Whenever of course, I got to have music to expand on, which is what I'm doing in the halls right now here at IUP. I'm constantly practicing like every day. In the practice rooms, and I'm helping my friend record some songs too, and I got a new microphone actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
How do
Yeah.
you like the practice rooms? Because I find mixed opinions when people talk about them.
Yeah, so they're a little small. I must say that. But the sound is very nice. I would say it'd be nice if they had. I understand now windows in a practice room are not a good
Yeah.
idea, but if I have a good view,
Absolutely.
yeah,
I
exactly. It's
100%
gonna
agree.
spark ideas.
It feels like very concealed because I used to go them to play the pianist for a while, and then also the size thing's a good thing to imagine because I like to sing with other people or perform. So when we're in that tiny room, it gets really hot fast, and then you feel concealed because it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
not brick walls, but they're just not interesting. And then down the stairwell there's one plant. Well, that plant that I saw 10 minutes ago is not going to help me in the practice room now. So
I love that. Oh my god.
yeah, there's those plants. Do you see them? The foliage, the leafage, really
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, honestly, it's something to not miss here at
Yeah.
IUP. Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
love that.
plants,
Yes.
I really want them to let the oak grove just get overgrown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look
like
a
That'd be
jungle.
lovely.
Oh yeah, totally not
Like-
related.
Like a real grove.
It looks
Yes.
like
They
an
mow the
abandoned
grass every
Russian
hour.
factory.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want vines and tall
Oh.
grass.
Oh yes.
Dude, I love it. I love
Anyway,
your idea.
sorry,
You should
I
submit
didn't-
that.
Well, we tried. Me and Alan. You know when they took that building down, the one that's
Yeah.
right off the Oak Grove. We tried to convince some people. Actually, I don't think they had any authority. It was one of the dudes in Static, but we were like,
Oh.
"You got to turn this into a wheat field. That would be so
A
cool."
wheat
Whoa.
field.
And he did
I-
not. I
We
made
could
it
get
clear that they didn't do
Oh,
it.
we could get
Shocking.
corn.
Yeah, I'm like, you got
Oh,
all this
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Grow some
Well,
crops.
aren't they
Absolutely.
building a building there?
I definitely think they are, but I would like to see something different. So please send in your recommendations.
Yeah,
If you have any ideas
some
for what we should
ideas.
put in that giant
Yeah.
square space that is
So-
definitely meant for a building, but probably
Yeah.
could
Be a
put
field of
be
wheat.
put to
They could put a granary there if
Granary.
they want to make
Yeah.
bread.
Please, we want your voice heard.
We want your
Please
opinion.
call us 724-357-9487. Maybe can we hold that paper out for Stoker? He can pass the number along again.
Yeah. 724-357-9487.
Wow, that was beautiful. That
Yeah.
sounded.
That
That
was
was
Yes,
long.
that was that was
That'd be like a
business.
station
I'm
tag
kind of
now?
like
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for like a voiceover artist thing. So like
Do it.
I thought that would be like a cool job to have as a
Do it.
side because like I'm totally up for that stuff, and I've always kind of had like an announcing voice whenever I try, but you normally wouldn't notice that. And that's the thing. Like it's gonna be harder for people to notice me because it's only if I try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think that when you're performing, it's like a different you up there in
Um,
a sense, or do you feel like how do your performances usually go? I guess is what I'm asking.
So they usually go pretty nice. I still have like a little touch of nervousness, but it's fading away very slowly. Like there's not a specific time whenever I've felt completely not nervous. Now I must say whenever and I'll tell you about this after I get done with this, but whenever I sang the national anthem at the Los Angeles Dodgers game back in March, I wasn't necessarily as nervous as what I thought I would be because I was kind of numb to the situation, if you know what I mean. You can feel the pins and needles, you can feel the adrenaline, but then that almost kind of calms you down if you just let it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta
great
let it
advice.
take you.
I
It's
think
like
to
a
be
good
nervous is a
thing.
very good, like even just a bit. I think it shows
Yeah.
that someone cares about something
Right.
they're about to do.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
It's
I
not,
think-
and you can use that energy to like make it better.
Yeah.
I
So.
think it's. I almost feel a little nervous. Like if I'm ever going to do a show and I find out some of the people that are going on aren't like
Yeah.
a little bit like at least willing to admit they're somewhat nervous.
Right.
You know? I think it's a
Yeah,
good
it
trait.
definitely feels like something that, like, I guess if they've been doing it long enough, but I feel like if I didn't get at least a tiny bit nervous, then like it doesn't feel the same. Because like being nervous, I could at least speak for me. Maybe Stoker can say something about it too. But like whenever I go up, I sing and I'm a little nervous, but it goes through like by this first chorus, I'm golden, and you feel so much better after. 'Cause you're like, I did that, even though it gets easier as you go. It's still like a nice feeling.
Yeah. I almost think you've got to be more weird to like not get nervous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
before,
exactly.
even just like a simple like presentation where the professor is like, just like talk for a minute about, lead a short discussion, and I'm like, here we go. Like there's just no matter how casual it is, I'm still like,
a little
Appar-
nervous. I get
like,
way more
it's
nervous
still
for
life or death.
presentations in class than I think
Oh, absolutely.
anything else for
oh,
some
yeah.
reason.
True.
I could learn that presentation 18 million times, and I'd
Uh-huh.
still rather sing in front of people as opposed to doing that one.
we have a stranger
We do
coming
have a
in.
stranger.
A
Never
stranger,
seen her
Hello.
stranger,
before.
What's your name?
danger.
I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me?
Please introduce yourself.
What is so important
Hall?
that you
Who is
decided?
that?
Hi,
I-
you must be
I-
a freshman. It's nice to meet you.
The voice sounds familiar.
I
from,
recognize that
I think
voice.
I think we know them.
Is that the mogul?
Is that?
Honestly, I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Okay. Well, we'll delve into that.
That's a little
later.
deep,
That's
but-
private conversation.
That
Something we
is-
should delve into, because I'm sure if anybody's listening, they want to know
Yeah.
about your experience at the LA Dodgers game.
Yes. Thank you
Yeah.
for going there. 'Cause
Let's
I
get
wanted
it
to.
out.
Yeah, sure. So how it started, we were going to a trip in Los Angeles. That's the city that we picked to, because I was in the Air Force ROTC, and I was a
Okay.
first lieutenant at the time. And if I stayed in a year longer, I would have been a captain. But that's not what. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. But
Nice.
anyway, we were going to color guard a Los Angeles Dodgers game on the last day that we were in LA, and we did a whole bunch of other cool stuff then too. But I'm going to talk about that later. But the point is that we were going to color guard the Los Angeles Dodgers game, and after our itinerary meeting was done, what I did was go up to my master sergeant instructor, and he said, I asked him, hey, has anybody sang the national anthem yet? And he thought I was crazy at first, but then he looked at me again, and he knew I wasn't joking, whenever I said it. So he really worked hard to help me get on to that, and like I could never be more thankful for him doing that. And the day that we got the news, I literally just ran into my classroom and I told it, and everybody just started clapping, and I could never feel more empowered and more supported. And it, and I totally dig that. And also, and I don't want people to think that I would go on like the dark side of being popular in any sort of way, because I know people can get very.
I worry about that all the time.
Yeah.
And
Goes
it
right to
becomes,
your head.
yeah, because
It does.
I do, and then I know on Tony Hawk they had the one version where you got a big head, and that's what I'm afraid that that's what's gonna happen to me. Like, and I don't like, and I'm very like, I think about Tony Hawk. I'm like, because like enough, like again, some people like you're like, oh, you're really good at it. I'm like, I'm gonna get a big old head, and then everyone's gonna hate me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's
I love that. Like, there's a very niche group that understands exactly what you're talking about, and 95% of our audience is
It's
like,
not them.
Tony Hawk's like actually like a super cool dude now.
He is.
Yeah.
WWTHD. What would Tony Hawk do?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Dude,
that.
Ask
I was
yourself
like,
every day.
I was on Twitter the other day, and like I saw him post something that said like, "Hey, does anybody have a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1? Because I don't have one."
No.
And like he was like, anyone in the LA area have one? I'll give you a skateboard
Wait,
if you let me borrow it
That's
for the
so
weekend.
cool.
And
Borrow
someone
it.
was-
He
yeah,
didn't even
someone
want to
was-
have it.
Someone was like, "Yeah, dude, I have a copy." He's like, "All right, cool. Check your DMs." And then there was like a picture like an hour later of like
That
them
made-
exchanging
Oh,
like a
man.
used board.
That made me so happy. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 was my favorite game. I don't finish many video
was so
games,
much fun.
but I finished that one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater
Incredible.
5 though was disappointing, and we don't got to
Oh,
talk
that game
about
was bad.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was bad.
No
Stoker,
way.
I have a question that maybe you can enlighten me
Yeah,
on,
sure.
and maybe EJ can shed some light on as well. So, whenever you make music, like you make an original piece, do
Mhm.
you start with the lyrics first, or do you start with the chords first?
Big
How do you
question.
put them together? That's always been a question of mine.
So I think it's mostly just the idea of the tune and what that tune necessarily represents, and a feeling like, what does that sound make you feel? And I know it sounds really cheesy, but if there's a sound that just clicks that doesn't sound like anything I've heard in a good while or at all, or I don't remember anything that sounds like it, like I'll totally go for it. And it's very hard to come up with new sounds today because there's so much music that just sounds alike, and you can almost never, put it together in one. And a lot of music that has been made is always, described a lot of how you feel in a way,
Yeah.
and that's why you follow it. But
Also,
yeah.
speaking of originals, we could. You said you had an original song for tonight.
yeah, I do. Do you want me to perform it now? I can do
Yeah,
that.
Wait, that was all just a
Yeah.
warm up, folks who
Yeah.
are listening.
Yeah.
We were
Ready
just
for
getting you
a
all
we're
jam.
getting, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of hype around Stoker, and so we
The
wanted to
legend.
make sure you were all warmed up before we
Yeah.
got into his original.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
we'll let you have it here in just a second. Just want to remind everybody
Yeah, sure.
who, if you tuned in late, you have tuned into 90.1 WIUPFM. This is Local Limelight, reigning champion of greatest specialty show.
We did get greatest specialty show. So we're trying it again, and with Stoker here, I think we might be getting
And
there.
Stoker, you're going to lead the charge here tonight.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, do you have a title for this song?
Yeah, so this song I wrote back in my senior year of high school. It's called Find You, and it's just how, I don't know, I'm still trying to honestly find out what it's about, even though I've already kind of written it and stuff. It's like that's also one of the things about whenever you write songs. Sometimes you don't know entirely what your song is until like you're being spoken to through it, maybe by God or whatever you believe in, honestly. Like, I don't want to get too religious or anything, but sometimes that's somebody else or even God trying to just speak to you through your own songs that you write. So something almost bigger than you if you really think about it. But
cool.
this song is called Find You. So it's about like how you can go to people for support and how you're loved. Yeah. Pretty simple.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's precious.
Take it away
And-
whenever you're ready.
Yeah, and my love and support for other people as well. All right. I really do care, and I haven't met you yet, but I feel something pulling us together. Don't know what else else to say. I don't know how else to feel. Just know the space between my arms is your grace. Come follow me so we can have a great time. You'll never know what you missed if you don't try. There are times when I wish these thoughts would go away, but other times I wish I could say that I will find you and I'll never give up. Come and find me, and don't you ever give up too. I will find you and I'll never give up. Come and find me, and don't you ever give up too. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to be. Just know that there is a place inside this world for you. And it's that kind of love, and it'll let you know I've got your back. Try not to confuse our prayers with the wishes that you make. Not everything in life, it seems, has an explanation. Just know that we all have our risk to take. I will find you and I'll never give up. Come and find me, and don't you ever give up too. I will find you and I'll never give up. Come and find me, and don't you ever give up too. Come sleep with me on the lovely clouds as we fly away, as we fly away together. Come sleep with me on the lovely clouds as we fly away, as we fly away together. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
that's our good buddy Stoker.
What's your last
Yeah.
name again, Stoker?
Wieczorek.
Stoker Wieczorek.
Well,
Wieczorek. W-I-E-C as in cat, Z as in zebra, O-R-E-K.
Well-
I'm just getting out there because a lot of people don't know how to spell it. So.
No,
Oh,
no,
dude,
I
I
was
feel you.
going to
Yeah,
say, we've
I
got a
understand.
resident-
Yeah, my name is EJ Fabashevsky, so that's
Oh,
also
boy.
a whole lot of letters. So.
Damn, we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I must say, I found him. I'm gonna take credit, but at Local Limelight, we're out there now. At open mic, you started singing, and I think I got you the first time, but you like say you're like, I know this is kind of like cliche or whatever, but
Yeah.
the thing is, I think because people say it's so cliche, people don't say the things that they're like thinking of. But like you opened it up, and I was already like, all right, what is this kid gonna sing? Because it was already like your introduction is really on, and then it feels nice with the song, and then some of your runs are so pretty. And
Thank
that's
you very
yes,
much.
that-
I appreciate
There are
it.
lots of pretty passages in there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my goal. Yeah, I've been kind of going big. That's why the mic I got was actually $300 because I really wanted to get the quality that I've been searching for, and you know, for the past time I've literally been using my headphone mic, and it's been going. It's literally like my headphone
Yeah.
mic. So, but it was actually not bad. But yeah, so I had to get a new one, kind of up my game a little bit. So I did that.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Cheeks, what did you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Anything stick out to you?
Well, I was thinking around the end, just like I love the sound of a guitar with a capo on it. That's like I wish everybody was
good old Capoo.
legally forced to put it on their guitar before they played.
It definitely
sometimes.
matters where it goes, though.
Yeah.
A
But
lot
that
of
was a
people
good
are
one.
scared of the capo.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They're
Yeah.
my favorite thing. Like I'm gonna plug my own
It's
capo,
a
but I have
very
a
useful
guitar.
tool.
I have a guitar capo, obviously, but it's an alligator or a crocodile, and it's my favorite thing because
That's
it clips
cute.
on it. It looks like it's like eating the guitar.
He's chomping.
She's
Like
chomping
that.
down.
You
It
gotta
really
love
is.
that.
I also like that you have like because you sing, but then the guitar parts are equally as interesting as the words.
I agree
like,
with that.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
really did
thank you.
appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate your support, and I'm trying to get people to go to the open mic at the Hub Ohio Room.
Do it.
Here
There's
at
pizza and
IUP
drink.
in
Already
Indiana,
won.
PA. It is at, I think it starts at 8 and
8
it
o'clock.
goes till like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's every Monday.
It's my favorite thing to do. So.
That
You
sounds
know,
dope.
go.
Please
It's definitely
go.
become part of my life. Like, if someone's like, "Oh, do you want to do this?" I'm like, "No," because I've opened mic at 8. Like, I can't be doing
You're
that.
like, I'm sorry, that's non-negotiable.
Yeah, no, that's like a thing that I realized. I was talking, and people were like,
Yeah.
over the summer, the people I worked with were like, "Oh, do you get paid for that?" I'm like, "No," and then like, "Why do you act like it's your job?" I'm like, "It's because I need it.
your
Okay,
baby.
I need more open mic than open mic needs me. Okay."
I admire the dedication.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm glad that that new people are going to, because it's after a while, like people just stop going, and I get, especially once it gets cold, I fully
Oh,
understand.
yeah.
But it's like a time, and then people get close to each other, and it ends up being like a good time. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
I like to insert myself.
Yeah.
I'm super awkward when I do it, but I'm like, hello, you were really good. Also, here's blah blah blah, and I'm getting better.
It's
I'll
where-
get there.
It's
Don't
where
worry,
we
you did great
recruit.
whenever you introduced yourself to
I-
me. Yeah.
How awkward is that from your perspective? Because from mine, I literally left and sat in my seat and went, like I
No.
wrecked it.
No, it was professional. Yeah.
Yeah, professional.
Very-
No one's
Whoa.
ever used that word to
Whoa.
describe me before. I like
Don't let that
got
get to
up-
your head now. Don't come.
Yeah.
Oh
Don't
no!
do
the
that.
Tony
Come into
Hawk
tomorrow with
thing.
mirrored sunglasses on
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
right.
Faded
Yeah.
hair.
Well, because like I walked, I like tapped him on the shoulder. Hello, I'm EJ. Like I have this thing. And I was like, wait, it's like a,
I
it just
love
I mean,
yeah,
how else would you have done
this
it?
thing. And I
okay.
was like, oh wait, stressed me out. It really does.
EJ's great at snatching up those fines.
I'm
from
trying.
open mic, but
yeah.
Seriously, I've
If-
heard stories, legends about you like sneaking up on people and
Me
spooking them because you're like,
Look at him.
"Hey, do you want to come to Local Limelight?"
Psst, come over
she's
here.
a bit of
Is
a
indeed
she's a
how-
bit of
he's
a
still there to
predator.
this day.
Yeah, that's how Alan ended up in that cage.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
He's still he's
He's living
still,
in his nest.
I mean,
I was just gonna say he's still serving time for
he's
his.
I love that no
he's
one's
been on good behavior, but it's not enough.
I don't.
for
sometimes-
Stoker. He's like,
No,
who
he's
is
not.
Alan? Why is he in a cage? Like,
It's
what is this
honestly,
shit?
we don't need to
You
go
You know what he's
any
obsessed
deeper.
with now is he's very into collaging. So
Mm.
he will basically steal magazines from doctors' offices and just cut them up.
That's my favorite
to
thing.
pieces.
I love that so
And
much.
I
And you
think
know they didn't
beautiful
miss
art.
them. They haven't looked at those magazines in 12
No,
years.
nobody's gonna miss a
No.
People magazine from 2016.
That's.
Oh.
I think we could go very far into this conversation,
We
but
certainly
we
could, yeah.
probably should cut it off.
We should.
Because I want to know, Stoker. You mentioned that you're at open mic a lot of the time, and I think I would highly recommend everybody go check him out and check
yeah.
out some of the other great artists there. But is there anywhere where people can find your music, maybe online or?
Yeah. So I have a SoundCloud up right now.
Cool.
I'll just spell it out for you. So it's STOKER space WIECZOREK. Stoker Wieczorek on SoundCloud. And right now I only have 2 songs on there. It's this one, Find You, and there's this other song called Powerful, but I'm probably going to update this song and probably upload like a new version of it because I'm working on it right now because I'm changing around the lyrics a whole bunch, and I'm writing a ton of new originals in Cogswell Hall right now.
Oh,
So
I'm
yeah,
looking forward to
definitely
hear
want
it,
to
yeah.
go there.
Dialogue,
And I
yeah.
have a YouTube as well, where you can
Okay.
also check out the national anthem video. So
Oh,
yeah,
heck
just
yeah.
use
We
that
gotta see
other
that.
spelling to look at that. So yeah,
Check it out.
Yeah.
Keep close tabs on it because it sounds like you've got some good stuff coming out.
Stoker, if you don't mind me asking,
Not at all.
it is a very unique first name that you have. I've
Yeah.
never met anybody else named Stoker. Is there a story behind that, or?
Yeah. So that name was originally my on my dad's side, his mom's maiden name, and so it's definitely used more as a last name. And you can see it on a few other brands of things as well, and there's distant family members that have that same name. But yeah, so it's used as a last name, So it's like last name back to back. So it's kind of cool.
That is interesting.
No, that
That
is
is.
really
That's
cool.
I could very easily see that like printed on like an album, like
Oh
a,
yeah,
like
and
a
you'd be
black
like, oh.
cover with like your like a nice high or low key profile shot of
Yeah.
your face.
Stoker.
Meanwhile, Gage says he
Stoker.
will set up your album cover for when you write it. That's
Yes.
what I'm
Oh
hearing.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's, I like that.
It's like hire me. Hello.
Oh yeah. Also, I wanted to say that Stoker, it means like smoky, smoker, smoke, kind of like an adjective. I'm gonna use it as an adjective. Smoky, and my last name Wieczorek means evening in Polish, so it's a smoky evening. If you ever want to think of that.
Very
We love
smoky
that.
I'm not even
evening.
lying.
I was
Look
just
it
gonna
up.
say
Yeah.
first
You got to
album
start
title.
smoking now.
I
No,
will
no,
never
no,
smoke.
we don't.
Wait,
I will
no,
never
no,
smoke.
no,
That's
no.
disgusting.
Mistake.
Oh,
smoking, no
you've
bacon.
gone too far.
It's okay. Don't worry
Don't
about
do
it,
that.
guys.
But jeweling's okay, I think,
Yeah.
right? Just kidding.
I don't think that's okay either.
We are not
No.
promoting that at all.
Yeah,
Just
don't.
kidding.
Yeah.
The only thing we're
I don't really
promoting
get any
tonight
enjoyment
is
out of
Stoker's
that.
beautiful music.
Indeed.
Yes,
you.
that is
Yeah.
all we. You guys can. You have to stop smoking right now. You can only listen to Stoker. That is it. Take your Stoker breaks,
Folks,
okay?
put that
at
cigarette
work.
down
Put
and
it
go to your
down.
computer and
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
up his
Sounds great.
SoundCloud right now.
Please do. Stoker, pronounce it one more time, and maybe even spell it just one more time, just for good measure.
Stoker Wieczorek.
Mhm.
And it's Stoker space WIECZOREK.
Love it.
In that order, correct?
We'll work on it
Yep.
though,
Incredible.
because
In
that's
that
going to be a
order.
tough one.
No, you like I don't know, do some sort of algorithm.
Algorithm.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I feel you.
No,
Again,
people-
I feel the last name thing. I have to pronounce it all the time. People tell me all the time to shorten it. I'm like, no, because it's like part of me, you know?
What's your name?
Yeah, exactly.
My
yeah, I
name.
would
What
never
would you
change
even
my
shorten
name.
it to?
Yeah.
EJ Fab.
Yes, people tell me to change to EJ Fab all the time because it's Fabishesky. Actually, the ladies at the pharmacy, because I've, again, asthma, been there too many times. I'll go to like spell it and they go, we know you. And they're like, oh.
They're like,
And I walk in there,
"You've
yeah.
got a reputation."
Except for they know me as Elizabeth. So, like, they've known me for like 8 years at this point. I walk in and they're like, hey, Elizabeth. And, like, I still haven't told them that, like, I go by EJ. Just because they
What's
knew
the- Does the J stand for something? Like
yeah, it's my middle
junior?
name. Junior.
Junior.
No, it's.
Elizabeth
Do you want to guess my middle
Jacoby?
name? Jacoby. You got it. No, I'm
Heck
kidding.
yeah.
That's not my middle name.
Jacqueline?
No.
Are we, are
Javelin.
you guessing
No.
for real?
Sam's getting there.
Janice.
Yes. No.
Jumanji.
That's not.
Janathan.
I wish.
Could you
Jonathan.
imagine if she's like,
Jumanji.
it is like, oh my god, how'd you know?
Yeah,
Wow.
wait, you guessed it. No, it's Elizabeth Janet Fabishesky.
Yo.
Good stuff.
I said it's close, and then he said Jumanji. So we went in the opposite right
Which
direction.
is even closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, jalapeno. I used to
hear
pronounce jalapeno like jalapeno, and I still do. I read something and go, "Oh, I got jalapeno sauce." I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness that was in my head." If you haven't learned anything from this episode, I'm not the brightest. Okay.
Elizabeth
Well, you
Jalapeno.
missed the
Right in your
conversation
own
about the
way.
Your
lemon.
IQ is pouring through the microphone.
I was listening. I was live up in the sound booth.
Oh yes, Sam doing all that.
Live in the
Jazz.
sound booth. Everyone, I'm going to do a quick promo real quick. Everyone go
yes.
see Theater by the Grove performance of Actually. I'll be there. Can you? Okay. Oh.
Yes, you should.
Yes, you should. Christian, don't take the mic away. No, everyone go see it. It's this weekend, next weekend. It's a great. Okay, Christian. It's a great show. That's where I was. Okay. Back to you, Christian.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Thank
I've
you.
heard some good things about that. Like, I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Is anybody gonna see Da Baby when they come?
I'm happy
from-
you brought that up. I was
That-
excited to go to bring that up. I like DaBaby.
Really?
I'm gonna put it out there. I think DaBaby's like one of the actually most talented.
Actually,
new
I don't know who
never really
Da
listened. I
Baby
just think
is.
the name is so funny because
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to think there's like a whole family on the tour bus that's gonna come off.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Is anybody else familiar? Stoker, are you familiar with DaBaby?
I don't think I'm that familiar. I don't normally listen to rap music, but
Mhm.
I first saw him and it was kind of tempting because it's just like, I'm just curious. It's out of plain curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah, I respect that for sure.
I
Rap
thought it was
concerts are
pronounced. I thought it was pronounced DaBaby.
No.
I thought it was all one
No,
word.
this is just Da Baby.
DaBaby.
Da Babby.
Okay,
Yeah.
EJ,
You broke
we're gonna
EJ.
have to cut EJ's mic.
Triggered something in EJ's brain.
EJ's mic.
Something happened.
Is she okay?
Jeez, oh my.
I think she's having a stroke.
Oh my goodness.
that really got it. Oh no.
I love your laugh. Oh my
Egad.
god.
This is
Wow.
the most animated I've ever seen.
I'm glad you thought it was funny.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stand by.
Folks, you would not believe the scene right now because
You need your inhaler.
Those are some interesting noises.
don't say it. I don't think you
Don't
should.
trigger it now.
Don't say that again.
You take that word and you put it in a box and
This
you
is a
throw it
new
away.
like,
I'm tucking that
if
back
you
in
ever
the.
wanna torture her, just make her laugh. Oh my God.
I literally moved away from the mic because I'm like, oh. All right.
EJ.
Okay.
The
Mind you,
game.
what was going through my mind.
My
Alright, so I heard him
goodness.
say that, but the way he was just the way he said. He was like, I thought it was pronounced, and then he's like, I can't. It
Sounds
was
like
so
like a
funny.
new avant-garde rapper. Da baby.
So will you be going to see them, John?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Is it a he or she?
The baby is a guy. He's one, he is.
Do we have the? Is the baby a he or a she?
The baby is
Tell me, honey.
a
Baby,
he.
I can't. It's not that
Our
funny.
show has been derailed.
Yeah. All right.
Need to go off the air.
All right.
Actually,
All
the
right.
baby.
Any last
gotta move on.
messages?
Yeah, honestly, we gotta cut it off. I can't believe we've come to this. This is the
Look
first.
what the baby has done to us.
I have.
Don't change your
Guys.
channel, please.
Let me say this.
It's all over.
Let me say this. Dr. Cheeks and I have been doing this show for over 2 years now, and I've
Never has there been a 9-minute strong laughing.
never
fit.
have we been forced to cut the show off because one of our hosts
Could you
is.
could you check the carbon monoxide detectors
Yeah,
for us, Sam?
I think. Well, folks, don't let this take away
I
from.
cannot.
Don't let
Turning
this.
into a
not
wolf,
that funny.
guys. Uh
So
oh.
not
think it was-
funny.
There.
I'm
Chuckle
crying.
Everything I say is not funny, so I'm gonna start talking. That way you can help.
That's a
I'm pretty sure
good
if you said
one.
the baby too, I'd probably laugh.
All right. Well, nobody bring that up ever, because good lord, we don't want EJ to have an asthma attack on us.
That was.
So, it is actually coincidentally probably about time to
It
wrap
is
it
about
up.
that
But
time. Any shout outs?
yeah, Stoker,
have-
any shout outs?
Talk about-
I have a few quick ones. Just want to say hi,
Start it
Rachel,
off.
and hi, Mom and Dad.
Woo!
Hi, Rachel. I miss you. Kisses.
Next.
Very
Uh,
very nice.
I would like to say thank you to Kreshmar Baked Honey Ham. It's
Great stuff.
What?
really good.
They paying you for
Uh,
this?
No,
You got to be careful, man.
but you know, I'm telling you, it's a good lunch meat.
Okay.
A good lunch.
That's a first, also, man. What a night.
We're
I've nev-
hungry.
yeah, apparently. Shout outs. Shout out to the voter registration people that were out in the Oak Grove yesterday, and the organizers of Rain Day. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
that was nice.
Your
was.
efforts
was
are
really nice.
noticed.
They are
and we
noticed
appreciate that.
indeed.
God bless you, EJ.
I've got no shout outs. I'm worn out.
All right, Stoker.
Shout out to my friend Danny Ebling. He's probably screaming right now if he's hearing this. But yeah, he writes songs as well, and I'm helping him out with that. You guys might want to have him on here later, but yeah.
Oh yeah, give me his information.
we would
Yeah.
I don't know
love
if he's
Danny.
listening now and just heard me cackle.
You're
I don't know
members
if
of
he's
the
gonna
cult.
want to.
The cult
Yeah.
of the limelight.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
We'd love to
honestly,
get
yeah.
Danny some airtime.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
For sure.
absolutely.
We love supporting local
we'll have to
artists.
do
That's
some
what
And also
we're-
in the future, we would love to have you back when you have more original stuff to put.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I will
Absolutely.
absolutely. I'm loving this right now. I'm
Heck
having
yeah.
so much
I
fun.
like that
Oh, I'm
because we're
glad.
trying, and I was like, we're gonna get it. We
Well,
We
I'll tell
got
you this:
it.
you
We
guys
got
are
it.
absolutely killing it right now.
Killing it?
I'm having a great time right now. I didn't know that this would be as fun as what I'm having
what?
right
So
now.
when I came up and introduced myself, you thought, oh, I guess I have to do this.
No,
You should come for the real
I
show.
am
This is just a
honored.
practice run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't even recording right
Yeah.
now. Like we're not on
This is
air.
not-
Like
We just ended it like,
didn't know-
alright, that was a good rehearsal.
This was all a
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Wake up, Stoker.
This isn't real.
wake up, you're late for your maybe 8 a.m. I don't know.
Have you ever been in a dream and like actually tried to wake up and you
Yeah.
tried to like
Yeah.
shake your
I like
move
close
your
my eyes really
arms?
hard and then open them. And actually, like when I was a kid though, like a dinosaur would be chasing me. I'd be like, "This is a dream.
Whoa,
Eat
I
me."
had dinosaur dreams too.
Yeah, I just let him eat me all the time.
I
was always in a
I would always
dinosaur's
hide in
throat.
trees with no leaves and get eaten.
No, we lost John now.
Yeah, all right.
Damn, what
I
a
just
new
didn't
guy.
like how that came out. But Christian, what were you saying?
I said I used to have a reoccurring dream where me and my dad would run from a T-Rex, And my dad would say, "Let's hide in this tree," but the tree had no leaves in it. We had eaten every time. So.
See, I had like siblings, and I'd be like, guys, I have 3 siblings. They're young. I'm like, guys, please be quiet, or else I can see. And then one of the siblings would start screaming. I'm like, eat me. Like, it's over. Like, time to wake up. And then my dad told me one time, he's like, if you get like dead in a dream, you're dead in real life. I'm like, well, I've been eaten like 10 times, so I guess dinosaurs don't kill, because I'm not dead.
I would love to know what that means, but that's for another week.
I think it is for another. I
You'll
think
have
this
to see the tarot
episode's
card lady about that.
getting
one.
to a close
absolutely.
here.
Give her some business in your time. But
Ooh.
folks, it's been a night. I
Yeah.
actually am at a loss for words.
I'm
in terms of
exhausted.
how to recap
Yeah,
this
for the first
night.
time, I think I'm actually a little worn out from the show.
Yeah, I think this.
hungered out.
I
My
might pass out
abs
in the
hurt
lobby.
really bad.
Yeah, EJ, we'll check in on you because
I
I'm really worried.
I definitely
honestly.
thought I was sitting there for me. I'm like, is this like a time? Because there's one time I did have to go and use my asthma machine because I was laughing so hard. It
Yeah.
happened.
Well,
it was
we
over
hope
a
you
really
can
dumb
return
video.
next week.
No fun and
With
games.
lungs.
Next week it's solid no fun here because my abs and
Is
my.
this like a pattern or something?
I love
That was the first like it's been a hot minute since I laughed that hard. Thank you,
Yeah.
Gage, for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was over.
Jaws for my hands.
I really was dying there for a minute, y'all. That was
Yeah.
not good.
Send your
but
condolences, your prayers,
probably a good
your
idea.
thoughts.
And we will see you this time next week.
We'll see you this time next week. Stoker, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you a bunch.
You have really
You're
Yeah.
awesome.
It's an
Yeah.
honor, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
yes, and
Thank
we
you for coming on.
It's been an
Yeah.
honor for us.
Wow.
Stoker.
Yes,
Yes,
we'll go there.
thank you, Gage.
No, it has been. We really appreciate you coming on, and we would love to have you on again some other time. It's always good to get some young blood in the
Oh, yeah.
Limelight system.
Yeah,
Just
I
knowing
concur.
You're a freshman and are
yeah.
already super involved with the music scene.
Yeah, I already see you
Yeah.
everywhere, and I definitely thought I was like maybe he already existed in the past, and I just didn't recognize him.
Yeah, and my major is actually comm media production.
Okay.
So,
Right.
yeah.
We
so
love a
I'm
comm
kind of
student.
diverse.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very
Alright.
cool.
Excited to
Well-
see your growth as an artist.
We
For
are.
sure.
All right, but
Heck
thank
yeah,
you. guys.
Gage.
Thank
Well
The
said.
Gage is really out here.
Tell you
He's
what,
making me
Gage,
laugh.
you
He's
may-
you.
Second episode.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
already killing it.
Thank you. I'm killing EJ.
Yeah, I almost died.
Rest in
Like it
peace.
almost occurred.
Rest,
He's EJ. He's Alan's replacement.
rest in
The
spaghetti.
new
never forgetting.
improved Alan.
We just
Yeah.
started calling him Alan.
Moose.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Let's wrap
right,
it
I
up,
think
folks.
it's time.
Good night,
Been
everybody.
It
wrapping
is
up
that
for
time
5
of the
minutes,
night,
okay.
y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We can't wait to hear from you next week. Hopefully, the studio will be a little bit less hot
Yeah.
this time around.
Well, I'm here,
or
so it's
next
always
time
going to be
around.
hot,
Okay.
obviously. so.
On that note, though, folks, thanks for tuning in. We love you. Appreciate you. You always are what keep us going. You're our inspiration. God bless you, and have a great night.